What's going on, everyone? So today, as you can see, the Vader build is taken back apart. We'll get into that, but today we're just going to be testing out the YODA build. Obviously it turns on and everything, but we're going to actually play some games, do some stress testing. We'll try it out one with the additional fans just completely off, and then obviously after getting it up to temperature, we'll test it out with the fans at half speed, full speed, and just kind of see what happens. We also need to make sure our controllers are all good to go, and then I'll actually be shipping this to someone to do a review, and then they'll ship it back to me. Once I have it, it'll be up on eBay. But yeah, let's go ahead and plug everything in, hook it up to the projector, turn it on, and test it out. Alright, go ahead and turn it on. It's important to note this room up here is quite a bit warmer than the living room where I will normally do videos and test stuff out. There we go. Looks like we're starting at about 25 Celsius. Now it's important to know the typical operating temperature or for the CPU, I believe, was 80 Celsius. That's pretty darn high. It's probably a little less than that typically, but and the GPU a little bit more than that. So, and our temperature sensor is actually directly under the GPU heatsink, so it should read a little bit hotter than if I had put it, under the CPU or something. But here we go. Boot it up. It's also important to know this is an older RGH2. It does not boot up immediately every time. It does boot up every time. I've never had that issue, but sometimes it can take 10, maybe 15 seconds. You can actually see the fans pulsate as it keeps trying to boot itself up. But like I said, we're good to go. Let me go ahead and connect the controllers. Probably need to grab batteries, and we'll probably go ahead and pull up Grand Theft Auto 5. So this is a 320 gigabyte hard drive. It has just about all the Call of Duties and Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5, and there's still over 200 gigabytes of space on here. Now, I just don't really play Call of Duty, never really have, but we'll definitely play some Grand Theft Auto 5 and test this thing out. Looks like we're getting up here to about 33. So let me go get those controllers. We'll see what our temperature's at before I load the game up, and we'll play it for a little while and see what happens. Alright, we're testing this one out first. See, we got it connected there. About 35. Now let's go ahead. I think we need to go over to my games. You know what? I don't think I put the hard drive in. Okay, so slight modification was needed. Just a little bit on the vent underneath the hard drive here. One of the screws on that top fan was just pushing just enough on this vent where it wasn't allowing the hard drive to plug in all the way, so it had a little bit of trimming. Now it sits there perfectly. So, here we go. Now we can go to my games. There we go, XCX menu. And nothing to worry about, profile. Alright, so let's see if we got all the, not all of them, but a bunch of the Call of Duties here. I'm going to go ahead and play Grand Theft Auto 5. We'll launch that up. And at launch here, we're at 38. Once the game's fully loaded, we'll check back in. Okay, so it seems like every game wants to load up except for Grand Theft Auto 5. So I need to message the seller about that. He's a really cool dude, and I'm sure he'll fix it or even send me another hard drive or send it in or something. But went ahead and just clicked Black Ops 2. Just play some zombies or something. And as you can see, 42 degrees, and it's been climbing really slow at this point, so I think we are pretty good at a base. I've tried to load up a game several times, so it does use some processing power for that. I'm really curious at this point to turn the fans on, but I'm going to wait until I can at least load up a little bit of gameplay, and then we'll turn it on. So I do want it to get higher. I'm hoping it would get closer to 50, but so far it seems to be holding pretty steady at 420. Alright, finally starting to creep up a little bit. Wouldn't let me play. You can see the LEDs working there, pretty cool. So, let's go ahead and crank up these fans. You can tell they're turning on by the bottom light there. So that's all the way up, and to be honest, I don't know how it is through the camera. I know this microphone can be pretty sensitive, but in this room it's about as loud as the air conditioner in the background here. So, and that's like one of those window units. It's not the quietest, but you can still have these fans on and turn them down about halfway, and now I can't hear them at all, and they're still providing extra cooling. As you can see, you turn it up all the way, it was going down actually pretty quickly. Alright, so not a whole lot, but I'm sure during gameplay it's gonna definitely hold it at probably 45 at most. But with those completely off, it's going to keep climbing up. Now obviously, even at 50, you're not really in the danger zone. Once you're getting in the 50s, then it'd probably be a good idea to, turn the fans on a little bit. As long as you can keep it under 50 as a modded console playing games off the hard drive, that's a pretty good deal. So the only thing I want to do with this controller is I might have to swap out the piece that goes under this D-pad. There must be an aftermarket one, and you really have to click the button kind of hard. So, oh, I've abandoned my convoy. My apologies. But, yeah, pretty cool. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. There's not a whole lot much else to test on here. I will have to ask that seller about Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 4 loaded up, and so far the Call of Duties have. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe something happened when he loaded it on the hard drive, so I obviously want to fix that before listing it. But I can deal with that while I ship this to another person, which you may already know who it is. Do a review on it, and yeah, and I'll kind of deal with that before I get it up listed. But other than that, I mean, everything is, I really like this build, and we'll discuss the Vader build in the next video, but hopefully we can get that figured out. So hopefully it's an easy fix on that one. If it is, not that anything's broke, I just have to kind of backtrack on something, see what went wrong. Hopefully it's something easy, we can get that one done and ready to go as well. If it's something I'm going to have to kind of really take some time to figure out what I need to do with it. In the meantime, we will get the Ruby Red JTAG done as quickly as possible so that I can hopefully also send that one to the same person and get those back and sold before I have to move, which is pretty much a month away at this point. So I got to get these done, and I know I have other builds and stuff, but probably not going to be able to do a whole lot for a little while. until we get settled at the new place. But yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.